Hello, Dr. Tikkavala.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
I am Chandani here. Today I
Yeah.
have a problem with my laptop, and I've already informed Lahiru and Dr. Saminda also. So Dr. Saminda is going to share the presentation now because I'm joining by the phone. So he will play it for me, right?
Okay. Yes. Is Samin there?
I checked with Saminda. He said he is ready to play.
Okay.
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir. We will try. Yeah. So firstly, we will run the management one. Dr. Champika is there.
Chairperson.
Yes.
Yeah, chairperson.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, okay, madam.
Okay.
Then we will start on that one.
Okay, sure. How we are going to start that with the introduction?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Then can Mr. Asanka Senivaratne please start?
Yeah, shall I start?
Yes, I think we can start.
Yeah, Asanka, yes.
Right, thank you. Good morning to everyone. I am Asanka Senivaratne. Let me to introduce Dr. Champika Lienagamage, the session chair. Chairperson, honorable guest, respected participants at the Open University Annual Academic Session 2021. It is great honor for me that I have got this opportunity to introduce Dr. HDD Champika Lienagamage, session chair, to the audience. Dr. Champika Lienagamage is a senior lecturer in accounting and finance with nearly 20 years of experience in teaching at the university level. She is committed to helping university students to develop their full potential in their studies with a strong philosophy of teaching and knowledge of many different methods to motivate them to develop their expertise in specific areas. Further, she is a dedicated partner to the university programs and outreach events that help promote learning and support the community. Dr. Lienagamage was graduated with a Bachelor of Science Public Administration Special Honors with University of Sri Jayawardenepura in 2001. And she obtained Master of Business Administration in Finance from University of Colombo with a dissertation titled Dynamic Adjustments of Corporate Leverage and Empirical Study of Sri Lankan Firms. In 2013, she earned her PhD in Banking and Finance from the University of Colombo by developing a new insightful argument on banking competition and its implication on the Sri Lankan economy. She is committed in teaching and research, particularly in diverse disciplines in banking, corporate finance, project management, and economics, while being mindful of contemporary issues in diverse discipline management in national and global contexts. Her research output to date includes more than 40 articles and papers which were published in peer-reviewed national and international journals and academic conferences. I could state many more contributions made by Dr. Champika Lienagamage to the university community and the country at large. I hope Dr. Lienagamage will contribute a role as a best academic in the field of accounting and finance in the future too. Dr. Lienagamage, I would like cordially invite you to the session. Thank you.
Thank you for the very lengthy introduction, Mr. Asanka Senivaratne. Very good morning to all of you. We are going to start session 5 of ours 2021 on the theme of management. In this session, we have 6 presentations in very interesting and dynamic areas in management. Is that enough?
Yes, it is enough, but you must turn on your video, the Asanka and
Okay.
Dr. Chandan. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
we will.
Yeah. Okay, then we will run the first presentation. Then you can introduce this title and the authors, all that. Before the thing. Hello.
Okay. Yeah. Should I do that too? That
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I cannot see this.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. The first presenter is EMD Ezekanayaka and WAM Niranga on the topic, the impact of key success factors of ERP implementation on employee adaptability, a case of a reputed construction firm in Sri Lanka. Over to you, presenters.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Danidu Ekanayaka. My research topic is the impact of key success factors of ERP implementation on employee adaptability. This is a case study of one of the reputed construction firms in Sri Lanka. Modern organizations rely heavily on complex information systems like ERP systems, that is to gain competitive advantage in the industry. However, employee adaptability plays a vital role as it will directly impact the success of ERP implementation of the organization and to gain sustainable competitive advantage. Based on the previous research on ERP implementation and employee adaptability, there are only few research that have carried out on construction industry. Therefore, I have identified this as a literature gap. Talking about the case company, EBC is one of the pioneer construction companies in construction industry in Sri Lanka. It has completed more than 400 projects and currently there are more than 70 ongoing projects. In 2015, company has invested in Tier 1 ERP software, and this is the first time that they introduce a ERP software for the company. Earlier, they were used in
Dr. Champika, then
Yes.
yeah, after this finish this presentation, then you will ask from that part you will try now. That the Q&A. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear you properly.
Yeah. Then 1 minute. Then you will ask the questions about any query about the presentation or the last part of this one. Yeah.
All right. At this moment, I think that the presenter and myself both have to switch on our videos.
Switch on videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
Now
presenter
you
is
want
there.
to,
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yes. Thank you for the very interesting presentation. So now this is for the audience to ask if you have any questions to ask from the presenter. Yes. I think that is enough, right?
Yeah. Can the presenter is there? 125. No? Okay. Then it's
No,
okay.
I think no. Yes.
Yeah. Fernando is there. Can you unmute your mic?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Okay. Normally, when the presentation is finished, you will switch on your video. Okay.
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay. Then, Dr. Champika, then you can finish your session. And After
Right.
that, we will start on the agriculture.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much for all the presenters for their very wonderful, very interesting presentations, and also to the audience for your very valuable comments and very interesting questions and the discussion you raised here. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Champika. Dr. Chikawala, sir, is there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, sir. Then anybody that introduce you, sir, yourself, sir, that normally.
Who is the team convener, Saminda?
It's
Agriculture.
Dr. Buddhika, I think. Dr. Buddhika Arugada.
So she has to introduce the chairperson,
Yes.
session
Yes,
chair. Yeah. So is Dr. Buddhika there?
It seems she's not logged in, joined the meeting.
Join.
Yeah, she has not joined the meeting.
So
Yet.
actually, after Dr. Buddhika's introduction,
Yeah.
you will start the session as the session
Yes.
chair.
Yeah. Okay, I think we are starting before 12, right? I'm not sure. Okay, anyway, good morning to all of you. This is the one session on agriculture, and you all are warmly welcome to an interesting session. And there are 7 papers in this session in agriculture, but in diverse fields of agriculture. So I think I would take each presentation and have the discussion session after each presentation. So shall we move on to the first one? Can I have the screen,
yes,
Saminda?
1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, the first presentation is on above ground carbon stock estimation of intermediate swan teak grown in Sri Lanka. This is has been done by W.M. Jinadari, WSJSK Virat Kohli from the Department of Plantation Management, Vaibhav University of Sri Lanka, along with WBTD Amarasinghe, CK Muthumala from Research Development and Training Division, State Timber Corporation. And the present, this paper will be presented by, I hope it is W.M. Jinadari. And over to you, Jinadari.
Hello, I'm Chinadari Vijayapal. I would like to share my research experience with you. Teak. As you all know, teak is a very valuable timber-bearing species in terms of its durability and workability. My research study, based on the estimation of above ground carbon stock of teak stands in intermediate zone of Sri Lanka. First, move to the introduction. I categorize my introduction into 5 parts. As the first part, let's see the importance of carbon estimation. Carbon is a significant major element that supports life on Earth. Approximately 0.04% of carbon exists in the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. As you all know, carbon dioxide is also a greenhouse gas that increases its concentration rapidly. Due to that reason, it is important to estimate the amount of carbon to evaluate climate change mitigation potential. Now we all have an idea about why we need to estimate carbon. Let's see what is the importance of forest carbon estimation. Forests are the largest carbon pool on the Earth. It has the potential to form a dominant unit in the mitigation of global warming. Therefore, it is important to estimate the carbon stock of forests to evaluate the climate change mitigation potential by estimating the amount of carbon dioxide lost during deforestation or by estimating the amount of carbon that forests can store. Let's move to the third part. Why we need to estimate the amount of carbon in teak? Because in Sri Lanka, commercially planted forests are important to address timber and fuel wood production. Teak is the major forest plantation species in Sri Lanka, where approximately 3,000 cubic meter is harvested annually from state-owned plantations. Then, why I choose the intermediate zone? The reason for that is most of the teak plantations in Sri Lanka are mainly located in the dry zone. Even so, teak in the intermediate zone also plays a major role in the Sri Lankan market. But there is no much attention to the teak grown in intermediate zone compared to the dry zone. Therefore, the intermediate zone was selected. As the last part, let's see the importance of estimating carbon stock in different agroecological regions. Even though they are in same climatic zone, each agroecological region represents a uniform agroclimate, soils, and terrain conditions. Therefore, this study was focused to estimate the difference of carbon stock in teak plantations based on their respective agroecological region. Let's see what the objectives are. My general objective is to estimate the above ground carbon stock of teak stands in the intermediate zone of Sri Lanka. My specific objectives are to estimate the stem volume and above ground carbon by using allometric equations, and to estimate the difference of above ground carbon stock based on their respective agroecological region. Let's move to the methodology. Among other areas, Kurunagalam is the major area in the intermediate zone having a majority of teak plantations. Therefore, Kurunagalam was selected as the study area. The study was carried out in 2 teak plantations in IL1 and IL3 that are located in the Kurunagalam district. The random sampling method was used for the data collection. From each plantation, 16 sampling plots were selected. ArcGIS was used to demarcate the locations. As you can see, the size of the sampling plot is 100 square meters. This was fixed according to the satellite image fixer size. Let's see how to do random sampling. As a first step, a map of each plantations partitioned into squares in a manner of each has 100 square meters in size. Then demarcate the locations randomly. As field data, DBH and total tree height of all trees in each sampling plot were collected. DBH tape was used to measure the DBH and the clinometer was used to measure the tree height. There are mainly 2 steps in the data processing part. As the first step, the stem volume of each tree was calculated by collected ground data. And the second one is by computed stem volume, estimate the above ground carbon. The stem volume of each tree was calculated by using this formula. The above ground carbon extent computed according to this formula.
Aminda, do we have to listen to all the presentation?
Biomass conversion and expansion factor
Sir,
was
I'm
derived by
here. I
using
will stop this one.
this formula.
You can move to the next.
The 2 sample t-test was performed to verify the statistical comparison of above.
Okay, thank you, Jinadari, for your very nice presentation, and it was very well organized and very well presented. And now the presentation is open for discussion. Any questions from the audience? Jinadari, are you online now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think anyway, at the end of the Shaminda, at the end of the all the presenters, then I will give a brief summary about all the presentations and wind it up at the actual session.
Dr. Chikavala, I think ID number 95 also has to be played.
Oh, okay.
Because we have invited that presenter as well.
Okay,
Kanishka,
go ahead.
Kanishka. Dr. Trikalavala, you can introduce the next presentation.
Chandani, madam.
Yes, Yes, I mean that Dr. Trikavala will announce on the second presentation, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the next presentation is on an assessment of the agricultural drought vulnerability using remote sensing techniques with special reference to Anuradhapura district. And this paper will be presented by PKVS Dhananjaya from the Department of Economics and Statistics, Sabaragama University of Sri Lanka. Over to you, Dhananjaya.
I am working as a research assistant under the HEP project at Sabaragamuwa University of Sri Lanka. We conducted this study to identify agricultural drought vulnerability in the Anuradhapura district, and we use remote sensing technique for that. This is my content. I am hoping to go through this content. When we consider about the today world, the economy of most developing countries depend on the agricultural sector. And this agricultural sector is high sensitive to climatic parameters such as precipitation, temperature, and humidity. The changes of these climatic parameters causes for the occurrence of disasters like flood, drought, and storms. According to the Food and Agricultural Organization, when considering the global economic loss in 2015, approximately $219 million have been lost as the result of climate and weather-related disasters. When comparing the damage and losses with the other sectors within the period of 2008 to 2018, the total loss and damages that reported from the agricultural sector is 63%, and for the other sector it is recorded as 37%. Among these climate-related disasters, drought could be named as a disaster which has a severe impact on agricultural sector. According to Mohan and Arena in 1982, drought is a period of abnormally dry weather sufficient for the lack of precipitation to cause serious hydrological imbalance and carries connection of moisture deficiency with respect to man's usage of water.
Dr. Trikavala.
Sorry, I have muted. Okay, Mr. Janandya, thank you very much for your nice presentation. And now the paper is open for discussion.
Dr. Trikavala.
Are you there? Yeah.
Shall I make a comment? There was a big noise during the first few slides in that presentation. Don't know whether it is for me only. Did you get a huge noise during the first few slides?
I will avoid that because there are some constructions going on there around my house.
Maybe because of you.
Maybe because of that. Yeah.
Right.
So so that what I will do is that after the questions and answer session, then I will wrap up the session to wind it up. So that's what I'm hoping to do. For that, I need all the presentations. Maybe the abstracts, all the abstracts that is going to be presented, all the papers. Yeah. So is that okay? Then?
Yes, sir, that's okay. Yeah.
I think Dhananjaya, Mr. Dhananjaya is there online. See? No.
Yeah, both the presenters were invited, I think, for the mock session. 49, 995 and 152 as well, but it was earlier the management one. So with that we can conclude the session, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Saminder, for
the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Saminder. And Dr. Shah.